Okay, start again. Recording.
No problem. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the SIG Node CI Bugs and Test Triage meeting. Today is Feb 14. Let's walk over the agenda. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So I think this wants to add E2E tests for container D v2. Sergey, do you know what's the status on container D v2? I have no idea about it.
So we have RC already shipped, and I believe that in March there will be a release version of that.
Mhm.
The complication here is that we cannot just blindly take Container D 2.0 and start using it as we did for previous versions, because there are a couple things that were removed and not supported any longer. I recently saw PRs that is switching from mirrors configured through config toml to mirrors configured through hosts file, but I'm not sure about status of this PR.
Okay.
It may be the only thing, and it's likely the only thing that is blocking us, but so if this PR is already merged, then it's a matter of just putting it all together and merging it. And for containerd, typically our test will pull the branch of containerd and compile it ourselves. So
Mm-hmm.
shouldn't be like we shouldn't have any problems with that. Just it's supposed to be.
So should we be replacing the older container D version, or should we add new test tabs to begin with? Like, how do we want to transition? Just replace it
Yeah,
in
we,
the
we we
test?
need to understand separate matrix. I I mean in containerd there is a LTS version 1.6, which some people still use, and I mean, it's a good idea to test with LTS. However, many new features require 1.7 and Container 2.0, specifically user namespaces. And I mean, I think for some time at least we will support both, like 1.7, 2.0, I mean 3, 1.6, 1.7, and 2.0. And 1.7 will go out of support, I think, in end of the year, or maybe closer to end of the year. And at that point, we can only keep 1.6 and 2.0.
Okay. So my understanding is for now we'll just add new test tabs and new tests and have both old and new version running until we are very much confident that like a lot of people have migrated to container D v2 until then. Uh, Kevin is adding to the agenda. Okay. Um, you can walk over the test grid for now. I see a lot of changes from the last time. Like we were planning to mark some of the tests flaky or moving to less important tabs, but I see all of them are green now. Post this to 7. Did anything change? I'm trying to see if we are running all the. Okay, these are the failures. We are skipping around 6,000 tests, and yeah, I think these were the only tests that we were running even before. So no need to mark them as flaky for now. Let's just walk over the test grid until I see more items in the agenda. Uh,
Yeah, the reason why I added one of those to the agenda is just that I think it's if you go to the container D test grid, there's I think Ubuntu, or I forgot the name of it. It's ETE test Ubuntu. It's
Container D test grid.
yeah, SIG Node container D container D ETE Ubuntu.
Okay, here it is. I see.
So I don't know why it's showing the red, but if you look down, it's SIG storage. It's just something. I think I think they're looking into it. I know both Jim's and I posted an issue around this. It started failing maybe a week ago. run NFS. So
Okay.
that's just the main one that I think I saw. Just wanted to bring it up.
Okay. And this is the issue, right? Related issue?
Yeah, that's the one that Dim's created. Yeah,
I want to see who is it assigned to. Nobody as of now, right?
it's the test labels it as SIG storage, so I don't really know if it's unclear to me why it's in the SIG node, but I guess SIG storage and SIG node are closely related.
Okay. Do you want to? So the actionable here would be to try to find someone from six storage as well to look into it, right?
I just brought it up as it's a failure that we should monitor and make sure someone's actually. I think SIG storage is actually working on it,
Okay.
but I don't know if I'm not. We don't rely on containerity on our side, so I don't know.
So how do you know that the six storage is working on it? Because I don't see anyone assigned. I mean, I don't see this bug assigned to anyone. So is it from these comments?
The comments from JSA Frame, he kind of was trying to reproduce it at least. Uh,
Okay. Okay, sounds good. Thanks for bringing this up. Just need to monitor this one. I'm adding my name against the things that I need to follow up on. Alright. SIG Node release tab. I see the tests were passing mostly, but recent failures and a couple of very few flakes. Uh, this looks like it's failing in the setup itself, but since it's just one failure, I'm gonna ignore it. Signal, oh sorry, segment kubelet. E2 conformance, same thing. Uh, Started failing recently. So I guess should we ignore these, like just two failures, and that too very recent, and then it has been green all this while?
I cannot tell because it may go back to green and
I'll take a look. I I'll monitor these. This is important for us. So
I'm seeing kind of the same thing for these three tabs. This looks green. What's this node? Kubelet serial container D. Um, Kind of similar, I would say. Device manager, expected device to be advertised. And then that test itself was passing. Then I ignored this as well.
I
but the
saw in the Slack that some people were mentioning there might be an issue with the Kubernetes registry.
Okay.
So some of those, looking at those cryo issues, it's not, unable to pull from the image, some of the images that were there. I think I saw that
But,
on Slack just recently, so we might be seeing more of those occurring.
uh, where exactly is the error, the cryo related error? Where did you see the image registry error?
If you go back to the, sorry, I just checked. If you go back to the SIG node release blocking,
Okay.
and then you uh, just click on any of those, the cryo, the node to E performance ones. Sorry, to the left, the two that you noticed have
Okay.
the, and then I kind of clicked on that and just scrolled down through the build log. I know the SSH commands are those usually happen, and then I kind of started seeing these errors around. You scrolled by them, but sorry, if you scroll up,
These, right?
yeah. So these are saying like some issues pulling from the registry,
Okay.
and then I just remember. I think I saw on SIG testing somebody was asking about that just recently.
Okay, so we'll add this here as well. Segment release testing project related failures. We run all tools in my kubelet.
Sorry, I was mistaken. It wasn't SIG testing. It was SIG K8's infra, whatever. I just forwarded it to our SIG Node CI Slack channel. Just
SIG infra,
something like
SIG
that.
testing infra. Okay, yeah, I'll follow up on this.
But no, it's just to be aware if we start seeing failures like that.
Okay. This all of this looks green mostly. Just scrolling. Okay. Couple of flakes here related to device plugin tests. Scroll down and see. Nothing. Device plugin assignments across kubelet restarts. Okay. Anyone aware of this test?
I think that test is failing in a lot of different places. It's not really related to swap. But yeah, I think is Bartosh on?
I
Yeah,
I did see him.
Ed.
Yeah, I'm here.
I think
I can look at it.
Okay.
So if you know like some details, please tell.
Well, no, I just thought can't remember if you maybe it was Francesco was looking at some of these before, but I know these device plugin. There's been some issues with these tests for a little while now.
Okay, I'll look at it.
I'm just adding it in the doc against your name for now.
Okay,
And
thanks.
follow up.
I wonder if it's new test from Swati. I remember Swati was doing some improvements in the sample device plugin around kubelet restarts.
Well, that's actually interesting story because lately I updated that image and I figured out that the changes that Swati did, they weren't actually like propagated to the repository, so they were never used by the tests. So maybe that's the reason. So I will look at it.
Yeah, that will maybe
Mm.
maybe wait for Swati to show up at night. Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, for you it will be morning. Yes.
Mhm.
I see flakes here as well. What are these? Are these related to swap? Uh, is this I don't know this transfer to this. Anyone aware of this one?
Based on error, it doesn't feel like related to swap.
I think networking. No?
Yeah. Okay. Just ignoring it as flakes for now, and we'll keep a watch on it. Do we look at all the tabs in here, Sergey, or only the cost related and then E2E container D? We are aware of this one, and I think these are still failing from last time. I couldn't follow up on this, so I'll follow up on this one this time. Do we care about this one? These have been failing for a while. Image validation Ubuntu 8.2. Anyone? Sergey?
Sorry, can you click on that one again? Is this the same one?
The image validation, should I click on this one?
No, I mean, it looks like to me it's the same issue as container ETE Ubuntu.
The registration?
No, I think they're all failures to the NFS issue that we've already called out.
Okay. Okay.
I have not looked into the root cause for any of these. I just
Okay. Node E2 features.
I remember some PR about this SampPass saying it was merged lately. Not sure when. Kind of couple of days ago, maybe. So that
Can
may
you
be
please share
the reason.
can you please share the PR?
No, I'll try to find it.
Okay. What these errors look like? Again in the setup itself, right?
Oh, that does remind me. There has been, I think there is a lot of, they want to finally finish this migration to the GKA, the community cluster. So for these setup errors, you might want to, it's something we probably should look into. I don't know if this one was one of the ones that someone merged, but they've been slowly switching. And
Yeah, these are like these happen only starting from 12th, I think. So you're
yeah,
saying they are merging slowly?
well, there's only a few left. It's I think the EKS cluster or something. I can't remember. Let me look at that.
Okay. I'll just move on while you're looking. Please add the link in the doc. It looks fairly green, I would say. So I'll move to the test triage dashboard. Fix device plugin feature flags.
That's mine. So I don't know how important is it. Just notice that there are like two feature flags, like one node feature flags for device plugin and one kind of another one, and this PR is actually like removing like this feature GPU device plugin because it's not needed. It's mostly like node area, but so it's not that urgent. So yeah.
So this is from the last time, right? The one that we discussed last time that
Yeah, last time we actually discussed like this device plugin, and I was thinking that the tests are not running, but they are running. They are this serial tests, so they are running as part of serial jobs. So that's not a problem. So I just like
okay.
my thought was wrong actually about it.
So you just
Yeah,
need
but
a
yeah, and while I was kind of investigating it, I was looking at this all feature flags and decided to clean them up a bit. So
okay.
that's
So you're just looking for a reviewer here then, right?
yes, and it's already partly reviewed, I think,
Yeah. Yeah.
by Kevin. Yeah.
And I think it's already assigned as well to Sergey and Kevin.
Mm-hmm.
Migrate node E2 periodic to use new registry options. Okay, so this is the one that I was about to follow up on after the meeting. We started clearing after the new registry, after using the new registry options as this text was using image config. So using container descripts, reverting back to the image config. I see. Okay, so this is already LGTM. What else
Yeah.
needs to be done here? This will be merged, right?
Yeah, this is a fix of already merged PR. So yeah, let me
This
let's
is
look at files that were modified. There's already image v2 that was merged and apparently broken. and I don't know what.
They're reverting it back, right?
But adding it to CI job.
Okay. So are you gonna look at this again?
Yeah, I can add your LGTM this.
Yes.
Know what failed, and do we have a reason that CI job will start failing now?
No, I don't know. I just like looked at it as a bug fix, and I thought it makes sense. So it looked like the submitter actually tested it. So
It's very hard to test.
yeah, I understand.
Yeah,
So
the worst thing we can do is to break CI jobs, right?
Yeah, but that's what we usually do. Like it's always like try, fail, try again kind of thing.
Yeah,
where do I move this to?
need review and need approver either because it's already have LGTM.
Migrate the kubelets. Oh, this is the one for community cluster. No, migrate to this. Okay. Okay. I see. Just changing the cluster here. So again, this needs reviewer. Already assigned. I mean, you are already on the reviewers list. So
Okay.
no more action labels, I would say. Or should I assign it to you?
I'm already on assigned.
Yeah. Migrate this also to community cluster. Okay, to test. LGTM assign. Okay, this also has the LGTM label needs approver. Migrate this to community cluster. This needs to wait. There is a requirement in to do. Split the jobs into multiple PRs. Let's see. What's there is a need to wait? There is a requirement in the to do. Where is the to do? Switch to this once it has been properly configured. I see. So what do we do here? Like waiting on the author, right? Because they need to wait.
I think that's the right call.
Okay. Is testing against 126 branch of Kubernetes. Switch it to test against master branch of Kubernetes. I don't remember where this was. Is it in container D? Container D, please authenticate. Any idea why we want to do this? Why do we want to switch to the master job or switch to 126 release branch in this as a part of update container D blocks to use 1.7 and remove 1.2. So do we test against the master branch? Not really sure.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to test 1.20. Oh, I think I remember. So we had an issue with CRI version at some point that maybe not. So I remember there was a problem at some point that 1.7 didn't support
I
no,
see.
I'm taking it back because 1.7. So there was a CRI API version, V1 Alpha 2, and V1. And I think there was a period of time when 1.7 didn't support V1 Alpha 2, but then we decided to move it back. So right now it doesn't make sense to hold back and like log the Kubernetes version to 1.26.
So we want to move it to the master branch then, right?
Somebody will need to review. Maybe it's part of moving to enabling Containerd 2.0. We can review all the versions of Containerd we test, and that will help us make a decision.
Now my question here is, like the test job says E2E16. So is it supposed to test against this particular release branch?
1.6 is a Containerd version, not Kubernetes version.
Okay, I see. Sorry, the Kubernetes version. Should I? Is anyone wanting to review here?
If you will be looking at 2.0, I would suggest to take a look at all the versions of this.
Okay. Anything wrong here? Dikshita. I'll read this. Replace the stress test registry with AGM host. Find cleanup uh, as this contains the stress functionality. I see. HTML approved. Alignments and stuff. Sounds good. So this would be needing an approver. Needs approver.
I
And
think
for the
it's been approved. Can you scroll down? Actually, I'm curious why it hasn't
oh,
merged.
DIMS has already approved it, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So
I think
maybe
this one's gonna merge.
okay. So do we mark it as done in that case? Any
Okay.
comments?
Yeah, you
I'll
can
just
do
mark it as done. Why would this not print instructions? Priority PI.
One thing I noticed that we have quite a bit of. I think last time we had quite a bit of bugs to triage. Do we want to kind of switch to
The bug triage dashboard.
bugs?
Okay. Yeah, I think that sounds fair. Moving to bug triage for now and back to test if we have time after that. We have 23 bugs. Reword mode in app armor page. Reword non-existing mode referred in the app armor page. It's mentioned complaint mode, which is not mentioned. Its existence
I
in
think
there.
we looked at this one. Can you scroll? I mean, there seems to be a bunch of tags on it.
Okay. Complaint mode is a feature of app armor, not Kubernetes. So this, I would say that this is already been taken care of by Tim. Maybe I'll remove it from. Do we have any triage accepted labels here? Or should I just keep it as is, Sergey?
just give it. Team promised to take it and assign it himself.
Well, hold on. Let's move it to. I think in the board. Let's move it to triage. Triaged.
Yes.
Thank you. Pending image downloads of deleted containers are never interrupted. I think this is being triaged. Uh, I remember, I don't remember the full name of this person, but I remember seeing them on call.
Yeah, I'm the one. Yeah, I'm looking at it. Yeah.
Okay, remove this one as well. Triaged. Missing events for some of the pod containers. After running the pod with 9 plus containers, there are events available only for 8 containers. Anything above is not registered in the pod events. I would expect you to have pulled, created, started events for all the containers in the pods. There are steps for reproduction. I won't display events for the ninth one and the 10th container. The last event is pulled from example 9. On GK, the last event is this from. Okay. SIG Node. I found a similar issue with no answer, but also complained about dropping over 26 events back in 2020. It's a bug. Okay. So I think this person is looking into it. Or should we have more people look into this?
This person understand if it's a bug that we need to triage, accept.
Not triage accepted. Watch of V1 pod ended with very short watch, unexpected watch close. Watch lasted less than a second. No items received. With, when the performance of HCD decreases, it causes some nodes in the cluster to show fail to update these error. Too many requests. At the same time, the client go on ended with a very short watch. Unexpected watch close. Let me see the status of it. I have to check if this happened in the new version. This has been assigned to SIG Node. The company has made many magic changes to Kubernetes directly upgrading the latest version, which is not feasible. I guess when the heartbeat report fails, there won't be process of converting a watch. What should be the action here? Like I see people having some comments here. So are they looking into it?
As I mentioned, that they have a private fork that
Yeah.
um, I don't know what they actually want from upstream. So if etcd is busy, they receive, watch failure. We will refresh at least anyway.
But is it because of their modification in the private?
I don't remember code that well, but I remember that like we have a node lease interval and like we will try to refresh at least every quarter of node lease interval. And I don't think we have a special handling for 4 to 9.
Okay. Can you please help me point out to the code later, and I can see what needs to be done for this one. Sorry for the formatting issue here.
Yeah, okay. Sometimes we just mark this as a support, meaning that we don't provide support on custom forks. But yeah, I can point you to the code.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just look at the code and then mention that we do not provide support for the custom folks, but I want to make sure that there is nothing in the upstream.
Okay.
Sidecar container readiness result to be used in pod ready state also for pod spec restart policy never or on failure. I created a pod with sidecar container with the following manifest. Where's the container application? The sidecar container, okay. Watch the pod readiness. Will the sidecar container be started? The readiness is this. After the sidecar container is restarted, the pod readiness is one of two. Sidecar readiness result is not to be used to the pod. It's mentioned that if readiness probe is specified for this init container, its result will be used to determine the ready state of the pod. It's true only for when restart policy is always. Sidecar container readiness result will be used in pod ready state neither on never or on failure. This is tested in 129. The expected is its result will be used to determine the ready state of the pod even when the policy is never or failure.
Yeah, interesting bug.
Yeah.
Can you assign to Gunju? I can find the winners.
Yeah, but they say that this is a feature request because if you want to do something different than the documentation.
Yeah, but documentation states that we want to use readiness.
Yeah. So who do I assign this to?
Gunju, we find a earlier.
Any of these? What's the next character?
I don't remember. I know the name.
I'll follow up on this today itself. Find and assign. Kubelet unable to collect node CPU usage seconds total and node memory working set bytes. Some nodes have kubelet successfully collecting these values, and on some nodes it fails to collect these values. All the nodes should be collecting both the metrics. Sorry, not sure exactly what caused it. Okay. Please
Oh, we
accept.
need to know the container version, and yeah, they posted some metrics.
Yeah, they have the output of this get node metrics. The same content was output for node 7 and 8, while it was not output for other nodes. This is the
There's
log
similar
of.
behavior for ARM nodes when we do collect metrics for pod, but don't collect metric for individual containers. Description is matching what I saw on ARM nodes, and
Is it? But these are the metrics for the nodes, and they are coming from.
oh, is it node metrics?
Yeah, that's what it says. Some nodes have kubelet successfully collect these metrics, and these are the
Mhm.
nodes, right? Node names, and also these. This looks like getting from the node metric endpoint, right?
Yeah. Does it says what's the container runtime and what's the kubelet version?
I think there was the kubelet version from the kubelet logs, but not.
Yeah, you can expand like there are like on the issue description there is a well,
Uh, should this have the kubelet version?
no,
No.
In the description, there will be kubelet version.
yeah.
Let me check.
Expand like
Oh,
Kubernetes version. Yeah, in runtime. Okay.
Kubernetes.
Then it is working.
175 is not too old.
Yeah, and this is
27 is reasonable.
127. We need to look into this. But they have not mentioned the steps to reproduce, right? It just happened. So
Yeah.
how else?
So we need kubelet logs for sure.
Okay. So we
But
should
the
be able to
C
get the.
advisor will collect those metrics, and I'm not sure what exactly happened that C advisor failed to collect, but logs will have some information about it.
So should I ask for kubelet logs then?
Yes, ask for kubelet logs. We also can ask to review C groups as well to understand if the value is there. But yeah,
Since you're asking for kubelet logs, might as well ask with the log level 4.
Sorry.
Since you're asking for kubelet logs, might as well ask with the log level 4. So
Okay.
maybe it was verbose output.
That's it then.
yeah, maybe we can ask Triage needs information and like do
Do you think any other logs that will be helpful here?
I
This
mean
is
whatever they can provide about this, like what specific about this node will help. Kubelet logs will be a first step for sure.
if there's any other. That would be helpful. Basically, what is on it. Okay.
And can you type triage needs information? That's triage needs information.
Triage needs information.
Yeah.
Is this correct? Calculated. I think we have already looked into these, but kubelet failed to initialize top-level QS containers. Root container doesn't exist. Starting the kubelet the first time after the system reboot, the kubelet fails with failed to start container manager, failed to initialize the top-level QS. Root container, the kube pods doesn't exist, which sort of is a lie. The root cause is actually that CPU set does not exist in here. After the kubelet exists, systemd restarts in, and then it's fine after that until the next time the OS is restarted. I tried to track it down. Create.go does add the CPU set to this, and it remains there until set properties is executed, at which time CPU set appears to be disabled and disappears. The other controllers are affected. The subsequent kubelet restart, CPU set does not get added again and remains after the call to set unit properties. I would expect the kubelet to start and not exit on all starts of the kubelet. How to reproduce: boot the OS, start the kubelet, observe the kubelet starts, fails, and then restarts. Subsequent restarts of the kubelet are successful until OS is rebooted.
Yeah, I'm looking into this. I'm able to reproduce this using Cryo. Not sure if this behavior exists on Containerd, but I'm able to reproduce this using cgroup, v2, and Cryo.
Can you provide a gist as to what's going on?
So when the first time the OS starts, we notice that the the kubelet fails to start, and the reason is the CPU set is missing from, as the description says,
Yeah.
from the subtree control. But in the logs, I can see the next time, essentially when the kubelet stops, fails to start, the systemd will restart it, and it starts and works fine. So I already assigned this to myself. I'm looking into it.
Okay. So
Yeah,
this
let's accept it.
trial accepted. KubeWord word launcher pod stuck in terminating after node power cycle. Created a CentOS VM with KubeWord with a disk as a block device. Rebooted the node with this pod is running. Pod goes in terminating state. All the nodes were in healthy state. User Kubernetes version found below error. Operation for module size. Operation on non-volume. User couldn't find loopback device, which takes file descriptor log. Okay. Restart the kubelet or delete the pod forcefully. The expectation is you create this VM with one disk using this spec. Wait till the node goes up. Observe the pod status. It should be in terminating state.
Has anyone from SIG storage commented on this?
I am not sure if they are from SIG storage. Look like. So is this for SIG storage?
The reproducer talks about having a volume, and the logs indicate that the volume is not getting mounted correctly, like if you
Yeah,
scroll up a little bit.
yeah.
So that's why I suspected that my basic storage should look at it first.
Okay. So should we still keep it in our dashboard, or should we just assign to SIG storage and remove from ours?
I would suggest to start with SIG storage because it mentions a NFS issue that was resolved as expected. So
I'll just remove SIG then.
yeah.
HTTP probes that do not return 200 but hang afterwards do not fail if their size is above 10 KB. HTTP
Dikshita,
probe.
sorry to interrupt. About the earlier bug, Sergey, we just have to keep in mind that we had issue with the pods getting stuck in terminating state, but that issue was limited to static pods. Do these guys mention, are they using static pod or not?
I don't think that's mentioned.
Yeah, I'm not sure how Kubernetes works, but it's
Okay. That issue was recently fixed, so just wanted to make sure we're not running into the same issue.
Okay.
Okay, we'll just keep an eye on this. If this might come back if it's the same issue.
Okay. Yeah, let's just wait for SIG storage to comment then. Otherwise, we'll look into it then.
Yep, thanks.
HTTP probes that do not return 200 but hang afterwards do not fail. Recently, we had an issue that a service was getting stuck. It returned HTTP code 200, but it never fully returned as it would be a streaming response. However, it just wasn't finished. Imagine an HTML document whose last has been written yet but has been resulting in a request with response that hasn't been read by Kates, thus not running in a timeout, okay, thus not a failing probe. If the 10 KB limit wouldn't be in place, we would have detected this issue. The relevant code can be found here. I'm aware that returning HTML or similar isn't suitable for a probe, however, it was our last resort measurement, and there are probably a lot more services out there where this default situation and the limitation is not documented. To me, this is an issue of Kates closing the request before it's fully read, although debatable. Maybe consider adding a warning when the response is larger than 10 KB. It's a breaking change. If it returns 200 but exceeds the size and do not close the socket, why should the probe fail? Very strange, very specific issue. Let me check. I thought the warning will set the pod as unhealthy. Will it still be considered healthy? Do you want to submit a PR? Please add a unit test. Thanks for acknowledging. Okay. So I think this is being taken care of.
yeah, you can assign to this person who sent the PR.
Assigned to this person, right?
I'm not sure whether PR is from him.
Yeah, it's the same person. And do we also move it to triage accepted or waiting on author?
Yeah, yeah, it's known behavior of a probe. It just never was documented.
Okay. I see something related to static pod here. Uh,
Yeah,
let's,
this is filed by me. This is not really a bug, but there's an observation that there's a slight difference in the behavior of regular pod versus static pod. I was trying to tamper with a generic plague to understand few things and noticed that they don't really behave similarly, that static pod and regular pod. So I created the issue hoping that someone with the more insights like Clayton might be able to comment here, or Sergey might be able to take a look.
okay.
Already we can see Tim is also CC'd on this by Tim Hawkins.
Yeah, you can CC me as well. Thank you. And I think we can try to accept it.
I'm just wishing that this doesn't it doesn't highlight any underlying issue that might be getting overlooked. Clearly, there's a difference in behavior for the regular pod or the static pod.
Yeah, I think it should be the same. Crash loop due to error in name reservation system. Cube API will not start after system restart or restarting the machine. Okay. Fail to reserve sandbox name. You probably have to look into the logs of the container runtime to get more insights. But container could be busy getting the previous sandbox up. No name server limits were exceeded, no name servers were limited. Any insights on this one? Is this related to us?
Hard to say.
Name server limits were exceeded, some name servers have been limited. Okay. Does anyone want to take a look at it? What's the Kubernetes version? 127. And the name reservation would be this. What do we want to do about this one? Should we? Does anyone want to triage?
Here you can assign it to me. HARC.
I think we should just mark it as needs more information. I mean, like, I
Okay.
think we need logs, and I think what Sasha pointed out is pretty
As a
useful.
note, we've seen similar things in Cryo. They list the runtime as containerd, but often like we hit this in situations where like Cryo takes longer to create a container than the kubelet expects, so it times out and then we request it. So as a sort of debugging note. So, and often we hit that like with like SU Linux relabeling of volumes, or with like, you know, disk throttling on the creating the containers really fast. Those are kind of the two most common ones.
Okay. So we would need more logs then, right, to understand the root cause?
Yeah, you'll probably want to get the containerd logs to see if, you know, you can find the delay there.
Waiting for the author to attach.
And they could also log level 4. Or...
Needs more information, right? What was the first thing? How do I add the label? Triage needs more information.
Yeah, I think that's right. No, I think it needs dash information.
I don't think that's the one. Sergey, what's the label? Is it triage needs information?
Yeah, it's already applied.
Okay.
See below. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. 2 minutes left. I'll need to drop for the next meeting.
Okay. I'll just triage one more. I'm looking at this one. For every huge page resource, we need to remove it from allocatable memory when updating node allocatable limits across pods. Using the issue, it was reopened.
This seems to be old.
Yeah, this is the one that we reopened. Right? So is this, my question here is this what we want to do for every huge page resource? We want to remove it from the allocatable memory when updating the node allocatable limit. Is this expected? Does anyone have an idea? I'm actually looking into it, but I wasn't sure whether this is what we should be doing. In the code below, we remove huge page resource from the allocatable memory when updating node status, but we don't remove huge page resource from the allocatable memory. We remove huge page resource from the allocatable memory when updating node allocatable limit across the pods. I think this is what we want to do. It should be removed from the allocatable limits as well.
Yeah, you can assign it to me. I'll take a look.
Okay. I'm also looking at it, but I just wanted to confirm that this is the right bug.
No, we need to reboot. I need to have reproducer for that. We need to find something that consumes huge pages.
I think there is a PR for that already.
Yeah, there is already a PR, but this is the right uh, bug, right? Like we should be removing it from the allocatable limits as well, correct?
Yeah.
Yes,
Once
correct.
it's
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, all right. That's all for today, folks. Thank you so much. I'll try to kind of improve from next time onwards so that we are able to handle more bugs in the same time. Yeah, that's all then. Bye bye.
bye.
Bye.